Hey everyone, it's MxRheyRhey. So, a little thing happened. I was recording a video and it turned out none of the audio recorded whatsoever. So, I'm going to be voiceovering this video once again, and you'll just see me doing random hand gestures and whatnot in the video. I'm currently talking about this box in front of you. It is the Petite Paletteful pack. I got it just for this September. And I just thought it would be, you know, a nice change of pace. I actually have something to talk about during a video instead of just me randomly rambling about everything I got. So while I'm opening it, this month's theme for this palette pack, not sponsored by the way, I just thought it would be a really nice thing for me to get, was watercolor. So in the box there was the 6 well mini palette, some Daler-Rowney Aquafina watercolor inks in just the basic primary colors. There was some Legion aqua cold press paper, so kind of like the black watercolor paper that I did in the previous video, but like mini and normal. 140-pound weight to it and everything. I got some Legion Yupo paper, which is translucent and super smooth. This is actually like a water resistant sort of paper, so the point of that would be so any of the watercolor that I have on it, when it dries, all of the pigment is just right there on top. It's supposed to keep its vibrancy. I found it kind of weird to work with it, but you'll see that in later. I also got a silver brush, Crystal Bright number 4. It's a small flat brush, and it's natural hair, so it holds like so much water and color to it that, like, out of habit I was taking watercolor ink and water to it from my other brushes, which are like the beginner's Artist Loft brushes, but like I don't think I needed to really. So yeah, those were the 6 things in the box. I also got that cute little puppy sticker that I'm sure already passed by, but I just thought this would be really fun, like working with the surprise tools that were set upon me. I didn't realize that there were 4 prompts that they suggested I do for these to try out the watercolor inks. So I glossed over that, but I ended up doing 2 little mini paintings on the pieces of paper anyway, and you'll see how they turned out later. But right now I'm just talking to you guys with the no audio about everything that was in there so I can confirm. I originally thought these were just normal like calligraphy inks, and like you can use a brush for calligraphy inks too, but no, they were actually the watercolor inks, which is nice because when I was first starting out with watercolor, I was looking at them like, oh well, these would be like so cool, they're already in liquid form, I can just put them back when I'm done. Like I have like the whole like waste not want not mentality that I have, but yeah, so I just ended up not getting them, but they were on my rewards list that I do for my Etsy shop. Like if I can sell any kind of painting in my store, if you want to go check it out, my prices are pretty low right now. If I could sell any kind of painting in my shop, I would reward myself at the end of the month for however, like whatever respective price the painting was. I would kind of like get myself a reward of that equal value, which isn't good technically because I'm just spending what I'm getting, but that's about it. If I'm not gonna re-edit this, you should be seeing me do the swatching. I did that on both of the paper. The translucent is on top, the normal cold press is on the bottom. I didn't really like this purple that I mixed. I tried to mix all of the colors evenly to get the orange, green, and purple, but this turned out more of like a wine purple. and I didn't really know what to do with it at first, but I actually ended up really liking it at the end. It took a little while for the translucent paper to dry, well, with the ink on the translucent paper to dry. So if you're one of the watercolorists that like to rework and work over your colors and get them just right how you want, the translucent paper actually will be really, really great for you. I didn't realize until I was swatching that the cold press was 100% cotton, and it actually like absorbed the color super quick, and it was very hard for me to get a gradient for the colors. So what I had to end up doing was like pushing the color away to get like a faded look, or like see what it would look like diluted once you put like the full pigment on the paper. But yeah, that was nice. Using the brush for these was amazing. I have like a new favorite. I have a Winsor Newton, I think it's a mixed synthetic and natural brush, which was my 8 round, which is my go-to. And then now like this is my favorite flat brush ever. It's so soft when you put it on your face, and it just holds water, and I can just work with it however I want. It was so nice. And I normally don't work with flat brushes because it's like, I like having like dots in my painting and like having to like round things out. But the flat was actually, since it was different, I made my mind work differently, and it was really nice to work with. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting out the initial sketch. This is going to be on the cold press paper. I had some time to think about it, and I realized that like, okay, if this is a wine red, I'm going to work with that. So I made like a little garden scene. I was gonna, in the background, I was gonna try and do like grapevines, since like it's a grape red, and I keep calling it a grape red in the video, and like in my mind I always think of it as like a grape red. So that's what I tried to do. It looked more like a whole fence of raspberries in my opinion, especially since, you know, grape leaves don't look like dots. They look like these giant massive just plates that is a leaf, that happens to be a leaf. So I don't know if maybe you just want to picture that it's far away and these are giant grapes. But they ended up being raspberries, which is better because raspberries have like a darker red color anyway. I really liked working with 100% cold press paper. Like, I try to look for it whenever I feel like I need more paper. When I don't, I really don't need more paper in my life. I have all the paper I could ever ask for. But it was really nice once you figure out how to work with 100% cotton and the color and water absorbing really quickly into like this really thick paper. I don't know, your mind can wander, you explore with like, you experiment. That's what I love. That's what I got this box for, was so I can experiment with different kinds of mediums if I wanted to, but also like, it's just like a little set. I didn't have to get like the big thing. I didn't have to make this grand art piece. It was more of just like, this is a really good practice. This is like a good warm-up, and then it's just the fact that my first box was watercolor was kind of like heaven sent, because I know I need to work on watercolor more often. I was just saying in the last video that I need to start practicing again, so this is kind of like just my sign. Work on watercolor for a while. And then in this next one, which is the translucent paper, I decided to go for a beach scene because I really wanted to take it easy with this new kind of paper. I was still learning how this paper would work out. I realized fairly early that the less water you use on this paper, the quicker the color will dry, and so you can work in one sitting when you really need to. But yeah, like the layering in here I think would be pretty tough if you're one of those like longer standing, like longer painting kind of watercolorists. and you use a lot of water, that'd be really, really hard to do with this paper, because it literally just says it's a staining watercolor paper. Yeah, up in that little corner, I'm trying to make like a little bed of seaweed, and then I was like, well, I need to use all of my colors, so there's red seaweed out there. Yeah, I sort of just made a little bed of red and green seaweed in that corner. And then like a little chair in the other to say, hey, this is actually like a beach, not just something random. But yes, these are my 2 paintings that I made with this box. I was actually, like I keep saying, I was so excited that I got watercolor as my first box. This is just me explaining everything I did. I really liked how these both came out. It's just, it was nice to go back to like a basics, and then it was nice to try something like a variant of my chosen art medium. I love these watercolor inks so much. Like I was trying to explain in here, I would, if I can later, I want to go into like Michael's or some sort of art store and get maybe the other primaries, which would be the magenta, another different yellow, because this lemon yellow was very bright for my eyes, and then the cyan, just so I have like more colors to work with later. But this was actually very, very nice, and I hope you enjoyed my very speedily version of explaining what I'm doing in here. Let me know if you guys liked what I'm doing. If you have any tips about like the Yupo translucent paper, please put down in the comment section. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. Check out my Patreon. I was going to have the swatch there as like an unedited, like hear me ramble sort of thing as like a Patreon tier. But because there's no audio, I can't really do that. But there is one from the black watercolor paper in the last video. So if you guys want to check that out, maybe check out my Patreon, see if it's worth donating. I have a little $1 tip mug or $1 tip mug in there if you guys want to check it out. Subscribe to my channel if you like what I'm doing. Any kind of support I feel is like really, really nice to hear. I'm out here all by myself out in the country, so it's nice to hear other people's opinions and voices every once in a while. I do take constructive criticism. I am still like, I'm not even like a full 1-year artist yet. So thank you so much for watching. I very, very much appreciate it, and I'll see all of you guys later. Thank you.